On that day, we held a birthday party for my husband Kyle, attended by our son's family, myself, and Kyle. Our grandson Alex showed us his present, a piece of art paper he had rolled up. "Happy birthday, Grandpa." While accepting the gift, Kyle said, "Thank you." Kyle adores Alex. He frames every picture Alex gives him and displays them throughout our home. A present from Alex on this special birthday was bound to be extraordinary. I too was looking forward to seeing how delighted Kyle would be. Kyle smiled lovingly and began to carefully and slowly unwrap the present. But the moment he saw the drawing, he crumpled it up and threw it away. "What the?" I exclaimed, quickly picking it up and smoothing out the crumpled drawing. It looked like a caricature of Kyle. "Why would you do that?" I scolded, angry that he would do such a thing to a drawing Alex had clearly worked hard on. It had to have been made with Kyle in mind. Yet, Kyle just stared at me, visibly upset. "Don't you see?" He then grabbed Alex's shirt hem and lifted it up right there. I am Elizabeth, a 55-year-old housewife. Kyle and I met through a friend, dated for about 2 years, and then got married. We've been together for around 30 years since. Kyle is a serious man but also playful. Like a big kid who laughs and eats heartily, and when necessary, shows proper anger. That hasn't changed. When I pulled out an old photo album for the first time in a while, I found a picture of our son Sean when he was a baby. Looking at the baby photo, I remembered Kyle's words. "Let's name him Sean." On the day Sean was born, as he slept soundly next to me, Kyle had said, "I've thought about it a lot. Since I can't give birth, at least I wanted to think hard about his name." I love that serious side of him. Turning the album's pages, I found a photo of me with the students from my painting class. I quit my job to become a homemaker when I was pregnant with Sean. But I couldn't stand just staying at home. So, despite being pregnant, I started teaching art part-time. I taught a small class at the local community center once a week. I've always painted as a hobby, even having painting sessions. After giving birth, I turned an empty room in our house into a painting studio, filled with oil paintings and drawing figures. Sean was scared and cried when he first saw the drawing figures. I remember chuckling as I reminisce about his growth. His smile when he won his first field day. His stiff face during the middle school entrance ceremony. His joyous expression when he got into his high school of choice. His tears after losing a school championship game. And his dignified look when he left for college. And then there was the photo from about 5 years ago, at his wedding. Sean, with a smile I had never seen before, walking alongside Emily. Emily, with her chestnut hair adorned with a beautiful tiara, smiling brightly next to Sean. Kyle and I, along with all our relatives, thought they were a perfect match, and everyone blessed their union. Emily had fallen for Sean at first sight and initiated their relationship. When Sean introduced her to us, we learned that she was an athlete. Emily used to play soccer. Really? That's surprising. Yeah, people often say that. They don't expect me to be into sports. You're into soccer, huh? The conversation about favorite teams and positions was endless. I'm not much into soccer, but Kyle was always eager to join in. Sean and I just ended up listening on the side. Soon after, Sean and Emily welcomed a baby boy. Our album has a photo of our grandson Alex, sleeping. Kyle and I were overjoyed at the birth of our first grandchild. After discussing it with Emily, Sean bought a house and moved out of their rental property. We met Alex for the first time when we visited their new home. Until then, we had only seen him over video calls, but meeting him in person, his cuteness was on another level. Kyle was more smitten than I had ever seen him. "Isn't he adorable?" "Alex, it's your grandpa," he said, making silly faces that made Alex laugh. Kyle really likes kids, doesn't he? I noticed Emily seemed a bit taken aback. Once Alex started going to preschool, Emily also started working again. Their house was about an hour's drive from ours. On days when there was no preschool, they would bring Alex to us. "Thanks for your support," Emily said, dressed impeccably in her business suit and makeup. "Don't mention it." Kyle loves spending time with him. Hey, Alex! What do you want to play today? Look, Alex, Grandpa's going to play with you. Don't hide, come on out. I coaxed him from behind Emily. Initially shy, Alex gradually warmed up to Kyle's playful nature. He wandered around the house, curiously looking around. When Kyle briefly looked away, Alex sneaked into the painting studio. That day, my students were starting to gather. Oh, Alex, what are you doing here? Funny face. He pointed at me. But he was actually pointing at a drawing figure I was holding. Oh, you mean this? Surrounded by my students, Alex became shy again and ran out of the room. Your grandson is adorable, my students teased as we went back to our still life drawing. Later, Alex came back, peeking shyly from behind the door. What's up? I asked. Hesitantly, he said. I came to see the face. Apparently referring to the drawing figure. I took it down to his eye level. And he touched it curiously, amazed. He then started to draw something on his sketchbook with a marker, which somewhat resembled the figure. Do you like to draw, Alex? Yeah. I like it. He muttered, absorbed in his drawing. From then on, whenever Alex came over, he'd head straight for the studio. Needless to say, Kyle missed playing with him. While Kyle loved playing with Alex, he wasn't much interested in drawing. Having interests is good. Who knows, maybe you'll be a great artist someday. I said, framing Alex's doodles. Alex drew the figure tirelessly, showing more enthusiasm than many of my students. Alex, what if you use this color here? I suggested. He eagerly covered the area with vibrant crayon colors, bringing the drawing to life, which even surprised him. We enjoyed our time together, but Emily wasn't pleased. Alex, did you get crayon on your hands again? And on your clothes? She scolded upon arrival. Please don't be so mad. It's a washable crayon, it'll come right off. How does this happen when you're watching him? Please, pay attention. Emily was upset not just about the mess. She has loved soccer and wanted Alex to play too, disliking that I encouraged his drawing. He's always drawing at home now. It's all because you teach him. Emily, that's not fair. It's just part of who Alex is. No, it's your fault. That's why he's not doing well in soccer practice. Fuming, Emily took Alex by the hand and left. Alex is taken by Emily to the soccer club twice a week. It seems he didn't do as well as he hoped in a recent shooting practice test. Emily misunderstands that Alex's lack of progress in soccer is somehow my fault. Everyone has their own unique talents and interests. Emily has a talent for soccer, and Alex has a talent for drawing. This should be respected, yet it seems Alex isn't getting the acknowledgement he deserves. It's quite difficult, isn't it? Don't worry, Emily will understand someday. Kyle said, though Emily's insistence on soccer for Alex only intensified. On a rainy day when they visited, Alex looked unusually tired and sleepy. When asked what was wrong, since he's usually full of energy, he said, I'm tired from training. Training? Apparently, Emily had told him to practice on his own at home in addition to the practice. Even when I say I don't want to, she tells me I have to. So you're doing it reluctantly. No wonder your performance isn't improving. I could almost hear the dejection in Alex's voice. I decided to talk to Sean about this. Sean was surprised. Huh? I thought Alex was doing extra practice because he liked soccer, that's what Emily told me. After our call, Sean started paying more attention to how Emily was treating Alex. Emily wasn't scolding Alex into doing the training but was quite strict about him doing it. Hurry up. You need to do 20 sit-ups and 20 push-ups. Sean saw how Alex was struggling to keep up. Emily, he doesn't need to do training at home if he's already doing it at the club. Sean tried to intervene, but Emily snapped back. Consistency is important. But Alex looks really in pain. Of course, training is supposed to be hard. Don't interfere when you don't know anything. Emily became defensive, leaving Sean at a loss. Despite his continued efforts to talk, he was ignored. Eventually, Sean sought my help. I doubt she'll listen to me, I thought, but I still told Emily to stop forcing the strength training on Alex. Please don't meddle. She snapped back, and from then on, she ignored whatever I said. She seemed to dislike me even more after that and stopped leaving Alex with us. On days when both were busy and preschool was off, Alex was staying by himself. It's not good for a child around 5 years old without attention. Sean suggested to Emily that Alex should be looked after properly on those days. Hey, Emily. I think it's better to leave him with my mom. Leave him at your mother's? You've got to be kidding me. Emily flatly refused. Yet, Sean was worried. He even asked for my opinion. It's not good for Alex to stay by himself. When I said that, Sean seemed relieved and happy, as if he had finally found someone who understood his point of view. Right? So, can I leave Alex with you secretly? I don't mind, but keeping it a secret from Emily would mean hiding something within their marriage, which I didn't feel right. However, the joy of being with my grandson made me forget these concerns. One sunny Saturday, while drawing with Alex, Emily called. Alex is there with you, right? Huh? I was surprised. How did she know? I noticed something off about Sean, so I checked his phone. She had initially suspected an affair, but found our exchanges about leaving Alex with me instead. I found the messages between you and him. Something about leaving Alex with you or something. Leaving Alex alone is dangerous. I tried to explain, but Emily wasn't listening. I'll talk with Sean when he gets home. Stay out of us. She hung up abruptly, leaving me frustrated. Never did I imagine such a conflict with my daughter-in-law. How long will this last? It felt like wandering in search of an unseen exit. Despite everything, Sean continued to bring Alex to our house. I've realized Alex likes drawing more than soccer, Sean said, determination shining in his eyes, ready to protect what mattered most. Seeing this, I felt a surge of courage in my heart. I became resolved to focus on nurturing Alex's talent for drawing. Several months later, it was Kyle's birthday. We always celebrated this day with a feast of Kyle's favorite dishes, inviting Sean's family over for the celebration. It's a bit lonely with just the two of us, don't you think? It's better when there's a crowd. As Sean and his family arrived, the party got started. While catching up and enjoying the food, I noticed Alex acting fidgety, hiding something that looked like a piece of art paper behind his back. Alex, you brought a present for Grandpa today, didn't you? Emily encouraged him with a smile. Come on, show some courage and give it to him. However, Alex seemed too shy, hesitantly looking down. Kyle, offering a lifeline, gently asked Alex. Did you draw a picture? Can Grandpa see it? Alex then presented the rolled-up art paper. Happy birthday, Grandpa. Kyle gratefully accepted it, smiling affectionately as he carefully unrolled it. A present from his beloved Alex would surely be special to Kyle. Just as I leaned in, curious about the drawing, Kyle suddenly crumpled it up. Shaking with anger, he crumpled it further and threw it away. What the? I quickly picked it up and unfolded the crumpled drawing, which appeared to be a caricature of Kyle. What are you doing? How could you do such a thing? I scolded, upset that he would treat a drawing Alex had clearly worked hard on this way. Kyle, unfazed, stared back at me. He had a habit of staring intently when he was angry. Don't you see? He said, lifting Alex's shirt to reveal several small blue bruises. Wow! Alex was startled and almost fell, but he managed to steady himself. Under the lifted shirt, there were several small blue bruises. What? What's this? I looked at Kyle, who gestured with his chin towards the paper. The drawing was indeed a caricature of Kyle, but upon closer inspection, the moles and the shape of the nose were slightly off. The figure in the drawing also had blue spots on its body. And in a corner of the paper, the words "Help me" were written in small letters. A horrible realization dawned on me. The blue spots might represent bruises on Alex's body, suggesting someone was harming him. Kyle nodded gravely, sharing my suspicion. Someone was hurting his grandson. Kyle had crumpled the drawing in anger, sensing the danger to Alex.
How could this happen?
Kyle trembled with rage. Sean, puzzled, asked,
Dad, Mom? What's going on?
When Sean saw Alex's bruised appearance, he gasped in shock.
Alex! What happened to you?
I must have looked pale, feeling sick to my stomach as I showed Sean the drawing. Sean exclaimed, "This isn't Dad."
What's going on? Tell us the truth.
Alex burst into tears. Emily rushed over to protect him.
Stop it. These bruises are from soccer practice. Liar, Mom.
For the first time, Alex rejected Emily, breaking free from her grasp. You and the coach harassed me. Sean, Kyle, and I were all in disbelief.
I didn't even know the person in the drawing. Mom made me draw it.
Alex cried out again. And Emily stammered in panic. As Alex revealed everything one by one, the truth slowly came to light. Emily had instructed him to draw a caricature of Grandpa for the birthday party. However, the person in the photo she showed him to draw was a stranger to him. Despite his refusal, she insisted he draw this man, telling him it was his new grandpa and ordered him to present it to Kyle at the birthday party. After hearing everything, the gaze of me, Kyle, and Sean immediately fell on Emily, all seeking an explanation. Realizing she was outnumbered and that everyone was on Alex's side, Emily sighed as if resigning herself.
I found someone to become Alex's new father. I wanted him to accept him as his dad. Are you saying you are cheating? We had already decided to be together,
she said with a sinister smile. Emily confessed she hated that Elizabeth and Kyle were so close to Alex, feeling as if Alex was being taken from her.
You two dote on him so much. I thought you'd be hurt if he rejected you.
She planned to brainwash Alex into accepting her new boyfriend as his father and wanted to hurt us by making Alex reject us. If Alex rejected us himself, she could blame it all on him and use it as a reason for divorce. However, Alex didn't accept her boyfriend as much as Emily had hoped, which was unexpected for her.
So, the plan failed. Really, such a useless child.
She scorned Alex with a look of disgust and stormed out saying, I don't need any of you. Only Sean chased after her.
Emily, wait! What do you mean be together with your boyfriend?
But a few minutes later, Sean returned, dejected. Emily had caught a passing taxi and left. A text came to Sean's phone saying, I'm going back to my parents' house, which made him return.
Then, let's contact her parents and ask them to keep an eye on Emily,
Kyle suggested, to which Sean nodded in agreement. A few days later, on an unseasonably warm day, they called Emily home for a talk. Elizabeth, Kyle, Sean, and Emily gathered in the living room. Look at this, Sean said, throwing an envelope filled with documents on the table. It was a report from a private investigator hired by Sean to look into Emily's activities. Since Alex started attending the soccer club, Emily's appearance began to change subtly. Initially, it wasn't a concern, but her frequent visits to beauty salons and changes in makeup raised suspicions. The conclusive evidence was the interaction on her smartphone with a man who was neither a friend nor an acquaintance.
Shaking because of the messages filled with "want to see you again, I love you,"
Sean said with a cold demeanor. When they checked the results, it turned out the other party was a male coach from the soccer club. Emily quietly stared at it, making no attempt to hide it.
I was planning to tell you after Dad's birthday party,
Sean said, his calm tone masking a quiet anger similar to Kyle's.
I regret not bringing it up sooner.
Emily said nothing. After she ran away, they took Alex to the hospital to get his bruises checked. Both blue and red bruises were found, and Alex mentioned they were painful. The doctor suggested they might have been caused by regular hitting. Was he hit every time at the club? Or by Emily during his home practice sessions? Alex kept his mouth shut tight, not saying anything.
Emily, were you silencing him? I would never do that. To think you were bullying Alex while finding yourself a lover, I'm disappointed. I just wanted some relief, so. Don't joke about this.
Sean rebuked her, leaving her to slump powerlessly before handing her a green paper.
We're getting a divorce. Sign this and leave quickly.
Fine by me. Emily quickly signed her name without hesitation. Just then, they heard a car stop outside. Emily looked puzzled, but when I let them into the house, her expression froze.
Why? How come Dad and Mom are here? We've arranged for your parents to take you.
They told her before she was practically dragged out by her parents, leaving only the sound of the car driving away. The next day, Sean filed their divorce, and the divorce process started. He sought a lawyer's help through an acquaintance. Emily, whose affair had become public knowledge at her workplace, resigned due to the discomfort. The fact that the coach had an affair with a student's mother spread, leading to his dismissal from the soccer club, a significant institution locally, causing rumors to spread among the club and parents. The former coach became unemployed, living off Emily, who started working hard in various jobs, including as a supermarket clerk. Occasionally, she would send messages asking to see Alex, which Sean and I decided to ignore. A restraining order was placed against her from approaching Alex. For the next half year, at least, there won't be any responses. Sean sold the house and moved in with Alex. Now, Alex lives with us, Elizabeth and Kyle.
Grandma, Grandpa, look. Oh. Isn't this Grandpa?
Let me see. Alex proudly showed off his finished drawing. A smiling Kyle depicted vividly, including the mole and nose shape.
You've done a great job. Let's frame it,
Kyle said, getting up eagerly as Alex grinned with joy. Alex's bruises healed rapidly after coming to our house, and the doctor even took X-rays to check for fractures, thankfully finding none. Alex left the soccer club and is lively both at kindergarten and home, where we nurture his love for drawing, watching him grow. While physical wounds heal, emotional scars might linger, a thought that occasionally worries me.
Next time, I'll draw Grandma,
he said while working on a portrait of me, his free-spirited use of colors and gestures showcasing a child's uninhibited creativity. Watching him, my worries seemed unfounded, and I couldn't help but smile.